If you're obsessed with big plants, as I am, you're in the right spot. In today's video, we're talking all about those green beauties that really make a statement in your home. Some of my big plants are in need of some extra love, so today we're gonna do some repotting. We're gonna take big beautiful cuttings, and I'm gonna give you my top tips on how to care for them and keep them happy and thriving. So grab your favorite big plant and let's get into it. Hi plant lovers! Welcome back to my green leafy space. If you're new here, my name is Alina. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is all about big, lushy, beautiful plants that really make that statement in your home. So growing big plants is such a fun experience, especially if you got them as a smaller plant and you've had this long journey with them for a few years. So most of my big plants I've had for about 3 to 4 to 5 years. I think the newest in my collection is my bird of paradise over here, which I got not like as a really small plant, but it did grow since, and it looks so beautiful in my home jungle. So today I have some really fun projects for you guys. I think I'm gonna start from my Dieffenbachia. That it might look a little bit crazy what I'm about to do, but I was thinking about doing it for a while and I decided today is the day. So I'm gonna share more information with you soon. I also want to repot my Fiddle fig that has been with me for at least 5 years. That I haven't repotted for, I believe, at least 3 years. So it's definitely time, and I decided finally I'm gonna take a cutting from it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm also gonna repot my big monstera that also has been with me for at least 5 years, which I repotted last, I believe, 2 years ago, but it feels like it needs some more space and some more support, so that's what we're doing also. And I do want to make small changes in the setup over here because I did change the setup about a week ago and I don't really like it. So I think I'm gonna change it back to what it was. Since the spring is back and there's more sun inside our home in this area, I feel like the grow light that I have here is ready to go and make some other plant happy. So I believe I'm gonna move the grow light also, and I'm just gonna give the bird of paradise to enjoy the natural light of this space. So I think we're gonna go and hang on the balcony since it's a really beautiful day today and I have a lot of repotting to do. So I'm gonna make all the mess of repotting on the balcony. And I think I'm gonna start from my Dieffenbachia, so see you there. So this is my beautiful Dieffenbachia that I have showed you in my previous videos, and I did mention that I'm thinking of taking a big beautiful cutting from it. It's gotten really like high and has this really long stem, but it continues to lose the lower leaves. So I was thinking of cutting it somewhere here, and I thought of planting it to soil, but I feel like it's gonna make such a beautiful cutting. So I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I see a lot of like new growth points on the stem. So I believe I'm just gonna take a cutting, and this part I'm gonna leave in soil and I'm gonna give it some time to grow some new beautiful leaves. So I'm kind of scared to do it, of course, because I love this plant so much, but I believe it's gonna be best for her, and I think the lower part is gonna be so beautiful and lushy at some point. So I decided to finally do it today. I'm gonna find a beautiful big vase for the cutting I'm gonna take, and I'm definitely gonna keep you updated on how it's going. I guess let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to use some protection because the sap of the Dieffenbachia can be really irritating to our skin. So I'm going to be cautious, and I guess I'm ready for it. I hope my shears are big enough to cut it, and I think I'm going to cut it somewhere over here Okay, this is it. I still can't believe I did it, but I think it's gonna be so happy for some time in water, and then I'm pretty sure I'm gonna plant it to soil also. Okay, so I think I'm gonna use this beautiful vessel I got especially for my bigger cuttings. I think it's gonna hold it pretty well. And I'm definitely going to share with you the link if you're interested. I have grown some of my monstera cuttings in it, and it has been really great for the big cuttings I have. So let's see how it looks. I really need something that is high enough to hold the cutting. Yeah, I think this is perfect. I don't know if you can see it, but this leaf is probably gonna die soon also. So it's kind of just, it's pushing out a lot of new leaves, but also losing a lot. So I think it might help that I took a cutting, since it's gonna be just, since the stem is gonna be shorter, it's gonna have like more support in the pot when I'm gonna move it to soil, and I believe it's gonna have more leaves because it kind of got really heavy on top. Since it's my first time taking cuttings from my Dieffenbachia, kind of everything is new here for me also, but we'll see how it goes. I will definitely keep you posted. Okay, moving on to my big monstera, and that I've had for about, I believe, 5 or 6 years, that I got as a smaller plant, and I have been really enjoying growing it. I feel like it needs a repot and some, fresh soil, and I got a bigger pot for it. So I guess I'm gonna take it to the floor because there's not enough room here to repot it. Yeah, let's do it. I always choose to film on days where all the gardeners outside are doing their work, so I hope it's not going to bother you. So let's talk a little about my monstera. So as I said, I've had it for about 5 years, and I got it, of course, as a smaller plant. So I really believe the pot it has right now is too small. It doesn't even like hold inside, since it like tips over to the side most of the time. And I believe it just needs a bigger pot and some more room to grow. I am gonna try like to center it more in the new pot, and I'm gonna of course add the moss pole that she has right now. So if you don't have a monstera yet, this is definitely a plant that you want to grow. It's so easy and so fun. It pushes new leaves constantly. I grow it inside our living room, where it gets bright indirect light for the whole day, and in spring and summer it gets some direct sunlight, morning sunlight, and I think she really loves it. I water it when the soil is totally dry, and I fertilize it all year round, since it continues to push new leaves. A few months ago, I did add this cute vase with her aerial roots, where I just add some water, but I don't believe it like changed anything in her growth. It still grows, like pushes a new leaf every like 1 month. And the biggest problem with monsteras for me is the thrips issues. She is such an thrips magnet. The spring just started, and I already spotted a few thrips on it. So my solution for this is just showering this beauty. It's getting kind of hard to take her to shower because she's gotten so big. She's not only heavy, the leaves are so big I can barely like get it inside the bathroom. but I'm still doing it every time I need to water it. I'm taking it to shower. I don't really water it with a watering can, and I shower her leaves thoroughly as well as I water it thoroughly. It did kind of help with getting rid of thrips. It doesn't really help like getting rid of them totally, but it does keeps them in low amounts. So that's a win for me also. I'm pretty sure that now that spring is here, they're gonna appear more and more, but I'm just gonna continue showering it because I don't really use any chemicals, and like the solutions with neem oil have never helped me. And you know, caring for this big plant, spraying all of it with neem oil is not like the easiest task also. So for me, the showering part has worked pretty well. So I'm gonna repot it. I think I'm gonna cut a few like broken leaves, and that's it. So usually when I repot plants, I don't really like messing with their roots. So I believe I'm just gonna check on them, see that they are fine, and gonna continue to repotting it. Just gonna take out the moss ball. Since I haven't been really rotating her too much, she is kind of like tips over to one side. So I am gonna try and like center it in the new pot. Okay. Okay, I knew it's not gonna be the easiest of repottings, but let's see. Okay, I think it's coming out. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to loosen the roots a little. I might, because I do want to like center it a little more. They look pretty healthy, and it does look like it needs a bigger pot. So I believe this pot is a few inches bigger than this one, which is perfect when you're repotting. It's gonna give my monstera a few good years in this pot. I believe like I'll have to repot it in, I believe, 2 years from now. So I usually use soil with some perlite, but I decided to add some orchid bark because I think it's gonna be better for the drainage. Monsteras really enjoy more drained soil, so I'm gonna add a little. Let's see, maybe that's enough, maybe a little more. Okay, let's do it. Okay, I knew this repotting will be challenging, and it definitely is. Okay. As you can see, it definitely needs the moss ball, a lot of support. So happy I'm finally doing this. This big repot of my bigger plants. The Fiddle fig definitely needs a repot too. I haven't repotted it for a few years, so I believe that's also gonna be a pretty challenging repotting, but we'll see. I thought of taking another cutting from this monstera, but I don't really have like the space for another one. I have that big one in our living room, and I don't really have a space for another one. So I'm not gonna take a cutting from the monstera today, at least. Okay. Okay, I'm tired. I think before I'll add all the soil, I think I'm just gonna add the moss ball to help me with support because it's getting really hard to hold it. Okay, I think here is gonna be perfect because the biggest stem is over there, so I might just try and bring it over here without. Okay, might need a bigger moss ball, but I don't have one, so I'm gonna use this one. And her aerial roots are kind of crazy. I might cut a few. I don't know if you can see it, but she does have some thrips damage, because she has been dealing with thrips, her and me, for a few years now. So they kind of disappear in the winter time, but they definitely come back when the spring comes back. So that's kind of annoying, but I guess, you know, if you're gonna grow plants, that something that you need to know, that you're definitely gonna deal with pests. They're gonna come eventually. So you'll need a good ways to deal with them. So I think adding a moss ball is such a beautiful way to give your plants some support, and some plants will really enjoy it and start, growing more and more new leaves. Okay, I like it. Let's add this part over here. Can you even see me in here? Okay, so I'm gonna add this part to the moss ball, and I feel like it's more like together now than it was before. Okay, so, okay. So it does look like it's not tipping over anymore. It's kind of more centered. So I'm just gonna add more soil on the sides. And I think I'm gonna take it to shower since I saw some thrips on it. I'm gonna shower all of it. And I'm gonna continue to the Fiddle fig. So there are a few options for the aerial roots of your monstera. First of all, if you don't like the look, you can always cut them and nothing bad is gonna happen. You can always tuck them inside the soil like I have a few here. I'm not sure if I put them there or they found the soil by themselves. You can always add a vase like I did, just to put the aerial roots inside, and you can just always leave them as they are. If you enjoy the look, why not? This is it. I'm done. So I'm done repotting her. I'm gonna take her to shower, and then I'm gonna bring her back and I'm gonna see how it looks in her new pot. Okay, I'm already so tired from repotting the monstera, but I am moving on to my beautiful fiddle fig that I haven't repotted for a few years. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm not gonna give it a bigger pot. I'm just gonna give it some fresh soil. Hopefully it's not gonna be like root bound or anything. I do need to make more soil mix, so I'm gonna make more soil mix and I'm gonna repot it. After I repot it, I'm gonna take a cutting. Okay, this one was much easier than the monstera. Just gonna take out some of the old soil. I'm gonna give it some new one, fresh one. Okay, so we're back inside because it started to be really windy outside, and while I repotted the fiddly fig, it was too noisy because of the gardeners that are working there. So now I'm going to give you all my tips to growing a beautiful big fiddly fig. I did share a video with you a few weeks ago about some of my plant journey. I showed a picture of the plant when I just got it and how it looks right now. And this is one of the biggest successes that I've had. I also did a reel on Instagram, and I had some people asking me like how did you do it? So I believe the biggest secret to growing a happy fiddly fig is just finding a spot where it's going to be happy and never ever ever moving it again. So my fiddly fig lives on the balcony. It gets some morning gentle sunlight, direct sunlight, and I believe it just loves it. If you're gonna move your plant around, the fiddly fig is just not gonna be happy and gonna start dropping leaves. So that's something that we definitely don't want. I water it only when the soil is totally dry, and I fertilize it, I believe, like once in a month. The whole year, because it has grown some beautiful leaves in the winter. I really recommend giving it some direct sunlight. I wouldn't give it like the harsh sun of the afternoon, but some morning sunlight or some evening sunlight will be amazing for it. If your fiddle leaf is not happy right now and you want to move it closer, like to a window and closer to a sunny spot, you just need to know that you need to do it gradually. If you're gonna, like from a bright indirect light, put it in some direct sunlight, it might get some burns, so be careful with that. So now I want to take a cutting. I have been thinking about it for a while. In the last month or so, it grew these 3 beautiful leaves, so I definitely can cut those leaves. So I have another one here, so that's what I'm gonna cut. I'm not gonna take a big cutting, but I'm really excited about having another fiddly fig. Okay, so this is the stem that I'm gonna cut. I think somewhere over here. I always feel so bad that I need to cut the lower leaves, but I don't think there's any other possibilities. So I'm just gonna cut it over here. Okay. So I'm just gonna take off some of the lower leaves. I'm gonna find it a nice vessel. And that's it. I'm gonna wait for the roots to come. So this is the vase I chose for this beautiful cutting. I think I'm gonna keep it next on the balcony next to his beautiful mama, and I'm gonna keep you posted on the roots. I hope they will come in no time. Okay, so another thing I want to do with this fiddly fig is to clean all his leaves, because I love showering it. It has a lot of like watermarks, and I'm following this Russian blogger in the houseplant community that has so much knowledge about plants, and her tip for like clean shiny leaves is clean it with a lemon. So I'm not gonna do that, although her plants are so beautiful and are so amazing. I am gonna link her profile in my description if you speak Russian. I really recommend following her. But what I did is I've added some distilled water in hopes that it won't leave any like watermarks, and I've added a few drops of lemon. So let's see if it's gonna clean the leaves and gonna keep them shiny. In her reel, she takes a lemon and just cleans the leaves with the lemon, and then with a damp cloth she cleans it again, and it gives a really shiny look to the leaves. Okay, really nice. Hopefully it will give the same effect with just a little bit of some lemon juice. Okay, I already see the results. The leaves look much cleaner and shinier. sometimes it's really hard to get rid of those watermarks. If you like shower your plants, it's pretty annoying. And as if you have seen any of my videos, you know I'm obsessed with showering all my leaves. For example, even this Fiddle fig that once had some spider mites, I showered it a few times and I've never seen them again. So I believe it's so important to shower your plants. Okay, it looks really nice. I have to say that it's definitely working. So I showered the monstera and just brought it back in here, and I'm doing such a workout today. It was so heavy with the new pot, but it barely fits the cover pot, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna take it out for some showerings, but I guess I will need a help from my hubby. So now I want to do some restyling in this corner. I'm not sure if you saw my video of restyling this green wall about a month ago. After that, I have changed it again and brought the Dieffenbachia over here, and I feel like it's not working for me. I do want to put the bird of paradise here in the corner. So since the sun is coming back inside much more, I feel like the bird of paradise doesn't really need the grow light anymore. So I think I'm gonna move it to a different plant that I believe will enjoy the grow light a lot. And I want the bird of paradise back inside in this corner, and I'm gonna move the monstera over here because she's so big and taking a lot of space. I feel like it's better when she's in this space where the bird of paradise is right now. So this is a grow light I got not long ago that I thought that will look so beautiful in this corner with my bird of paradise, but I feel like I don't really need it in this corner anymore, so I want to move it to a different spot and give some extra love to a different plant. So it was so easy to assemble. I do want it. It has 3 options of height. It has these 3 pieces that you can assemble or just take out. So I'm gonna take one of these out right now, and it's gonna be lower because the plant I need it for is much lower than the bird of paradise. Okay, so it was pretty easy to change the height. This is what I really love about this grow light. I have been enjoying it so much. First of all, I have to say that it's looks so elegant and beautiful. In every plenty space it will look amazing. I really love that it doesn't heat up. You can change its position. Even if it worked for a few hours, you can easily adjust the position of the lamp by touching the black part, not the lamp itself. And I really love that I can adjust it to any plant I want in this area. So if it was here, I would give it to the bird of paradise and to the begonia, to the syngonium, and even to all the plants here, because it can really you can adjust it to any space that you like. Okay, so I want to move it to this area. I feel like the Glowrium can enjoy some extra light, but especially for my calathea that I've had for a few months, that's why she looks so beautiful still. But I feel like she needs some extra love, so I'm gonna put the lamp over here and I'm gonna give some extra light to the Glowrium, to these plants, and definitely to my pothos that is growing in water. So another great thing about this grow light that it has really a long cable. I don't need it right now because I'm gonna plug it in here, but when it was over there, I also plugged it in this one, and it's really comfortable because if you have some plants in an area where you can't, like, don't have a close plug, it's definitely gonna help. I also really like that the base of it is pretty big and heavy, so no tipping over. That's really important. So I'm gonna just shorten it a little. Okay, so I'm gonna use it for the Aglianima. I'm also gonna use it for the Calathea over here and all the plants that will love some extra light. I also can just turn it like this and give the pothos some extra love too. Okay, so now let's do some changes over here. I'm gonna take out the stand that I don't need anymore. I'm gonna put it in some different space. Okay, now I want the bird of paradise back inside here. Like this. Okay, and now the monstera over here. Okay. I feel like the bird of paradise can be a little bit higher, but I wonder what can I use. Let me think. Okay, so I think I'm gonna add this cute stand for the bird of paradise to be a little bit higher. I think it's gonna work great. Let's see. Okay, I love it. I think it's perfect. What do you think? And I think the monstera looks much better closer, like to the corner, because she's so big and I feel like it's the proper space for her. My concern about moving the bird of paradise in here is that she's not gonna get any sunlight and that she's gonna block the sunlight to these plants, but I do feel like it's working pretty great right now this way. I also wanted to move my Rafi over here because it doesn't really have enough space because of that, I don't know how to call it, a step on the ceiling, I'm not sure. So I feel like it's gonna look really good over here, and the Syngonium I'm gonna move up there. Okay, as you can see, the vines of the Rafi are so long. I did add a moss pole already, but I feel like I need more space to just let it climb. I feel like I'm gonna add maybe something over here, just gonna give it some time to grow a longer vine, and then I think it's gonna be beautiful like in this area, so we'll see. Okay, so this is what I ended up with. I really love the result. Tomorrow I'm gonna take a few videos when it's sunny for you to enjoy. And with the Rafi, I feel like I need to help it climb. It's kind of already overgrown, it's moss pole. So I might add here one of these clips that you put on the wall to hold your plant. I think it's gonna look so beautiful. And the other vine also is pretty long already. I've just added the moss pole a few months ago, I believe like 2 months ago. And that's how it looks. The begonia is still kind of, I'm not sure if she's happy here, although she gets a lot of bright indirect light. I'd really love some some help from you guys, some great plant care tips for her. On one hand, she's like growing new leaves, but on the other, that's how her leaves look. I know it's not the easiest plant to care for, but I definitely need some advice. Okay, so after all the projects I've done today, I really feel like I've done such a workout to lift all those crazy heavy plants. There's no doubt that growing big plants is pretty challenging, but I do feel like it's really worth it. You don't have to have a lot of big plants. You can get just one, like a monstera or a bird of paradise that you can grow inside if you have a sunny spot, and just have it as, you know, a statement plant that will make your space look so beautiful. If you're looking for a grow light to give your plants some extra love, I'm gonna add a link to my grow light, so definitely check it out. I have been enjoying it so much. I feel like to me it's really important not only to give my plants more light, but I also love that it looks so elegant and so minimalistic. I feel like it's gonna look amazing in every leafy space. So if you're into watching another video, I've posted one that is really fun, especially for new plant parents, of 10 low maintenance plants that you will enjoy growing. Even if you're an experienced plant parent and looking for some new plants, some easy plants to grow, then definitely check it out. If you want some daily plant inspirations, then definitely follow me on my Instagram. You can find the link in my bio. And I believe this is it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your kind comments, and you know, I'd love to have even more plenty conversations with you, so definitely tell me in the comments what kind of big plans do you have and what projects are you planning this spring with your beautiful big giants. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next video.